Bees in a honey house are a real pain in the ass. No matter how much work we do, we seem to bring bees within the facility. So what we try to do is we like to trap them and put them back outside so they're not bothering the crew. The real simple way of doing that is with windows. So the windows the natural light attracts the bees to the window, and the bees will stick to the window, then cluster on top. And I'll show you, I've tried to build traps and escapes and such to let the bees naturally leave the facility, but I've rested on having to do it manually. Just sweeping the bees off the window seems to be the easiest and the most convenient way of getting the bees outside. So it's not a production day today, but there's just a few stragglers that are collecting on the corner. And what will happen, the bees will hit the window and then they'll come up and they'll gather up in the corner here. So what I do is this window, we just simply, it conveniently folds back like this. And all I do is I just sweep the bees off the window outside, and then I have these catch hives to catch all the strays. From time to time we bring queens into the extraction facility, and we'll find them, we'll gather up the brood, and we'll reinstate them within their nest outside. So they catch all the drift bees. I'll take them back out to the bee yards to continue on their work for me. So in the hot room, it gets a little more wild in here. By using escape boards like I've shown you, I bring in, stragglers within the boxes. I can't get them all out, so they're about 95% clear. So there's always a few bees left in these boxes. So I brought these in yesterday, and as you can see, for the most part, they're nice and clear. So these boxes here have sat for 2 days. And then you have these boxes over here that were brought in just yesterday, so they have a few more bees. Not bad. And these stragglers within the boxes, what I have is I have 3 windows, one on each side of the hot room, and the window attracts the bees like a magnet. But I want to show you a hive here that a queen has remained inside. And what has happened, just gotta find her. There she is there. Right in the center there. The bees won't leave the box if the queen's in there. They'll just kind of hang on and linger. That's a pain in the ass for the staff because they have to deal with bees. So what we try to do is just separate those out, and I'll deal with them in the evening. I'll show you another one here. Here's just some drift bees on that, but there's that hive right there. Here's a second one that we've missed. So we'll just pull those out and I'll deal with them at the end of the day. I'll go down, remove the brood, find the queen, and reestablish her into a nest. So this is roughly the drift off of, there's 1,200 boxes here, and then they've done 600. So roughly 1,800 boxes that we've brought in. So it's not too bad. We always bring in a little bit of drift bees with the boxes, just the way it is. So that's why we have these windows set up. So basically every day, usually at the end of the day, after the crew's gone, I do my bee chores. So I come and I just sweep up the bees off the window and I take them outside. I'll probably take these bees to a yard, which could take a boost with some shook bees, and I'll isolate it just to 1 yard. And the reason is because within my whole apiary, if I have, let's say, 1 yard that's sick or something, I'm not taking the bees from that yard and spreading them out within the whole apiary, shaking bees in front of the whole apiary. I'm just taking these bees and consolidating them into 1 yard, so I'm isolating those bees from the whole apiary into the 1 yard. Just a little bit of a biosecurity step that I take, and it allows me to use these bees to put them back to work, to boost up the hives, and so I don't waste them. We work so hard to build these bees. I like to be able to take them and utilize them, because a mass of bees like that is potential. So if we can, this is in a way is scraps. We're in the honey flow now. We got our hives are full of bees. We're just boiling over bees. We have surplus bees right now. Sometimes you look at this, you're like, just, toss them to the side, just whatever. But take these bees and use them, because these bees are very motivated to work. They want to. You put them into a hive with a virgin queen, and these bees will outperform a lot of anything else that's within your apiary, just because they're lost. They have no home. You put them into a hive with a virgin queen, it kind of reinstates their purpose, and they'll work overtime to get that nest going and to get something going for winter. So you just kind of got to exploit that spirit a little bit. It's kind of like a swarm in a way. Of all the methods of removing the bees from the hot room, I found the easiest, simplest way is to use a bucket and a brush. It's not the nicest job in the world. Simply just sweep the bees off into a bucket. I also have this old vacuum I'll show you later. I don't have it going right now, but I'll come in. It's an old shop vac that's lost its suction, but it does a great job vacuuming bees up. So that's what I use to gather the bees off the walls and off the windows when I get tired of sweeping bees. Okay, well, I just took care of the mass of bees on this window, and I'll take them outside. And I'll shake them in front of my catch hive. And this catch hive is full of foundation, so I can put a lot of bees into this hive, take it out to my yard that I want to shake in front of hives to boost. They'll all go inside that hive. There's a frame of brood in there. They'll smell the brood and they'll stick to that hive. Once a week or twice a week, I'll take that hive out to my somewhere in my apiary to bulk them up.